Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you how to create a gorgeous blue set of nails. So if any of you guys are interested, then just keep on watching. So as usual, I've already buffed my personal nails. I applied some nail cleaner and it is now getting some gorgeous base coat and just a nice little layer of base coat, and then it's going straight into the lamp for about a minute, and then we can start working on our base colour. This set has definitely came out better than I was expecting. I had fairly low hopes when I was mid doing it, but it actually came out pretty nicely when it's all next to each other. It's definitely still not as good as I would hope it to be. I always have such high standards for myself, but I hope you guys like it. I do feel like the longer I look at it, the more it grows on me, so hopefully one of you guys will also like it and maybe even get inspired by it. As usual, if you guys recreate any of these sets, do not forget to tag me. I love seeing your work. I love seeing you guys recreate what I do. This is exactly why I do it. I want you guys to get inspired. I want you guys to recreate my designs. I want you guys to do it also. Make sure you always tag me. I'd love to see it. And yeah. So going back to the video, you can see now that I'm going in with my base colours. So I'm going in with a nice baby blue on the thumb, the index finger and the pinky, and then the remainder of the tube, which is the middle finger and the ring finger, we are going in with my favourite nude colour. So as you all probably know, it's from the company called Cloud Beauty, I think it's called, or Cloud Butte. I'm really confused what the name is, but that's what it is. It's definitely linked down in the description. All of my products that I use in this video, at least the majority of them, will be linked down in the description if I can find the links. And that nude is actually in the colour N17. It's my favourite. I literally use it in almost every video. I know I always say this, but I absolutely love it. It's literally my favourite. So if you guys are really looking for a good nude, this is perfect. Like it works with any colour, anything you're doing. Literally, I just feel like it's perfect. But yeah, so I hope if you guys end up getting it, I hope it works as well for you as it's working for me. But as you can see right now, I'm applying a second coat of both of those colours. So we are now applying a second coat of the blue and a second coat of that gorgeous nude. As you can see that the nude is fairly sheer when it's on the stand, but don't be worried about that. It's literally not. The moment you take off the stand, you cannot see that sheer. You pop it on your hand, you cannot see that sheer. Do not worry. I'm not too sure why it's like that. I have definitely found myself sometimes applying a few coats at first when I got this gel polish, because I was so afraid that it is like see-through, but it really isn't. So that's an amazing thing. And now that they are out of the lamp, we are applying some base coat. So we are applying a little bit of base coat at the top of that index finger, but not across the whole nail. I mean, you could if you wanted to, but I ended up just applying it halfway from the top. And then for the pinky finger, we're doing the same thing, but we're applying the base coat at the bottom of the nail. And then using a nail art brush, or to be honest, you could use anything that you want to just pick up that glitter and start placing it onto the nail. So what I was going for is on the index finger, the more glitter at the top, and then it's kind of like fading downwards. So that's the kind of vibe I was going for. You also don't want to just pour the glitter onto the nail, because then you're going to get way too much. You're not in control of the glitter. It's kind of like ends up being very hard to also later on have the nails smooth. So when you're applying it with the brush, you can actually make sure that they're all flattened down and nice. But if you just throw it all onto the nail, like, you're not going to have that. It's going to be very bumpy and you're going to have a hard time trying to like flatten all of the not crystals, the sequins and stuff down. So this is a nice little trick, and it's so, you know, you can really be in control of what you're doing and when to place the glitters and, you know, stuff like that. And then for the pinky, we're basically doing the same thing, but we're focusing mainly the glitter at the bottom of the nail and just fading it up. I'm basically fading it upwards. So that's the kind of thing I was going for. And to be honest with you guys, I have a lot of glitters, but I really rarely do this kind of technique. And it's such a shame, because they actually came out looking probably the coolest out of all of those nails, to be fair. At least in my opinion, they're the most nicest looking, and I feel like they would literally fit any set. If you have obviously different background colors, different glitters, this literally would look so nice on any sets, really. So it's a nice little design to do. Also later on when I do the middle finger, please don't judge me on that one. I was going for something completely different, and to be honest with you, I don't even know what I was going for, but it definitely didn't come out the way I wanted it. It still doesn't look the worst, which is really nice, but it's definitely not what I was going for. After I applied that glitter on the index and pinky, I then popped it into the lamp, and now that it is out of the lamp, Sorry guys, I've realised that actually those nails haven't been put in the lamp just yet. So right now I'm just applying some top coat on the thumb and the middle finger, and then the whole set goes into the lamp. So we're curing the 4 fingers out of the 5. And now that they are out of the lamp, we can now start applying our top coats onto the glitter fingers. So you don't want to go too thick, but you also don't want to go too thin. I like to put a slightly thicker layer on top just to make sure that it's as smooth as possible. And it kind of just does the job, especially if you focus on flattening down those glitters. It's literally going to make your life so much easier. And yeah, and just applying a nice thin layer sometimes of top coat is literally going to do it. If not, try applying 2, but also you don't want to do too much because the nail will then become bulky basically, and it will also just become bigger and it'll be harder to actually apply on the nail, on the actual like natural nail for your customer, and also it will just not look as good anymore. So try and avoid that. If something, you can always buff the nail, make it a bit thinner and stuff like that. So you can always do that. But after applying the top coat, I am not popping the set into the lamp just yet. We're going to start working on that middle finger. So for the middle finger, I decided to take some of that baby blue and then just swirl it across that nail. Just one line I went for and just did a random swirl across that nail. And then I thought, okay, well, this is what I've got now, so how am I going to make it better? I wasn't happy with that line. I don't really know what I was going for. So I decided to make 2 extra lines, just mimicking that exact line right next to it. So I end up with 3 almost identical lines. Just one's bigger and one's smaller on the nail. And then I thought, you know what could go wrong? So I just decided to leave it. And actually, the end result isn't actually as bad as I was basically thinking it's going to be. So thankfully, it didn't look as bad as I was hoping for. I mean, not hoping for, as I was thinking it's going to be, luckily. But it's still not the best. I'm not too sure what exactly I was trying to achieve here. I was clearly going straight from my mind, but it's still not the worst. And then before actually popping that gel polish into the lamp, we are going to apply some glitters. So just the usual standard of me applying glitters on gel polish. We have the top coat so that the glitter doesn't stick to the tacky layer. And the glitter is only going to stick to that blue that we are applying right now. And yeah, so I'm just going to kick a lot of that glitter onto that nail. As usual, I always like to use my little pot as a little, I don't know, catching pot. So when I tip it, I always go into that pot. And that pot is so nice because it's plastic, so I can bend it and just tip it right back into the plastic container that I'm holding my glitters in. So it's a nice little dandy thing I've figured out. And also, I think that cap is literally from a bottle of some sorts that I found, and it just became perfect for my nail designs and stuff like that. And now I'm going to start working on the ring finger. So for the ring finger, I decided to apply some crystals. So I'm going in with my Maca nail rhinestone glue, and I'm just shoving as much of that as possible on the middle of the nail, and just kind of, not just in the middle, kind of swirling it around, just because I'm going to have crystals going down the middle, but also slightly on the sides. So I wanted to make sure the glue was just everywhere, and I don't have to add extra glue later, because then it's frustrating when you've got your nail design and you have to add extra glue and it pushes all the other crystals out of the way, and it's just so frustrating. But here are the crystals that I will be using. So we're going to use some blue, and we're going to use just the standard AB different shaped crystals. So one is almost like a droplet, like a tear droplet, and one is, I don't know how you'd call that, almost like a diamondish, almost like a circle, but like a long circle, something like that. And those blue crystals that I got from Shein. Actually, both of these pots are from Shein, so if you guys are interested in getting those, they are in Shein. And I recently got those. I had them in the haul, I believe, and I was just like, what could I do with this set? And I just thought they literally fitted in perfectly with the color and everything that was going on. I wasn't the most happy with my crystal placements. As you can see, it's very basic and very, like, I don't know. I still like look at it and just don't really like it. I really wanted to incorporate these not white, these blue crystals, and I feel like I did a horrible job. But it's not the worst. We can look past that. I'm sure that there's better nails in this set. So luckily those will attract more attention than those horrible crystals that I placed on. Like the horrible, placements, not the actual crystals. So once I was happy, I popped onto the stand. And now all of those are going to go into the lamp. And now that they are out, I am going to take that crystal nail. And I unfortunately forgot that I ended up actually lining that nail with some blue. So I got my nail art brush and I applied some blue right at the tip of the nail, right at the bottom, and then just dragged on each side upwards, and that's kind of where I left it. Maybe in the video you can't see as much of what kind of an effect it created, but in person when you look at it, you definitely can see the blue on the sides, and it created a nice little twist to it, I guess, little something. I think I struggled showing you guys those lines, so I took it off camera and did it then. I went into the lamp, and now I'm going in with my glossy top coat, and as usual you're just applying it on the nail and just avoiding the crystals as much as possible, because you don't want to pop it on there because it just ends up dimming down the crystals and it's not as sparkly as it should be. And then once that one goes into the lamp, the set is now complete. So let me know what you guys think of it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.